Okay, there is a case here. I would like to explain it. I have explained many things. Okay, today I was working. I was painting uh, for some pocket money. Now I have mentioned so many information and facts. I mean, a man with my knowledge should be shown respect because he's saying the truth. I'm saying the truth. I have mentioned something about Europe. How the devil dealt with Europe as a wonderful sewer, favorite nation. Don't be angry with me now. You are the one who's gonna. We will put you in a sewer. You go and live in a sewer. Leave me alone. I'm talking about things happening the best. Please let me carry on. So Europe right now, it's was the favorite nation or area with favorite population for the devil to use them the way he want. The ground of excuse was there. قامت الحجة and the calculation at the judgment day, each single one. It was a very beautiful time for the devil to shape the mentality of the Europeans the way he want. Now someone would say, why you are taking it so far right now? I have talked about the Chinese, I have talked about the so-called Hindus, the so-called Buddhists, I have talked about Africa, and I have talked about others. But why I'm focusing on Europe? Because Europe occupy a special position when it's come to the dark imposement that the devil is right now showing us that he's achieving something. The guys, they are white, European, different race, European. There is some European Indian Europes. Okay, this is facts. This is fact. Don't be angry with the facts. Who got nothing to do with the Israelis. Now this is the code. The code word. The Israelite used to go and to preach for travelers, trade, when they were settled in the Holy Land, which they liberated by the sword after Moses. The real Israelis now I'm talking. I'm not talking about the Ashkenazis. Netanyahu, the prime minister, is one of them. I'm not talking about the guys who are virgin, the guys who are African, or the Russians. These people are guys. They shouldn't say, because they know how to speak Hebrew, or and they call themselves Jews. The Jews belong to the Holy Land. No, the Israelite and the natives in Middle East belong there. If we are going to bring some instruction from God, they got nothing. So the guys used to, this is the point I would like to mention. The guys in Europe, the European groups among them accepted Islam. Islam means submission to God Almighty, which is the faith of Moses, the faith of the Messiah, the faith of Abraham, and the faith of Noah. I'm a little bit tired today. I worked. A group of them have accepted, like the African Flasher, for example, and in Iran. But mainly, let's talk about Europe. Now, unfortunately for the word that they have imposed the deceiving methods of devil on it. The Talmud that the Ashkenazis have is different from the Talmud in many categories. There and there, yes, and other scriptures. In Berger you will find some difference. In Flasher you will find some difference. Though you will find the Hebrew language there and there, because it is the language of the Israelite, and the Ashkenazis have a different. Now, though it's in Hebrew, it did not went through translation and things like that. This is the truth. The Bible, as a whole, went to a lot of interpretation, translation, and it was fucked, like the Torah, unfortunately. So, this is the fact, this is the truth. This is fact and this is truth. And they accepted to be godly, Judean. I have no time to explain this. So they accepted to be with the godly people, the Israelite. The godly, the godly Israelite are chosen to be a bloodline, generational messengers from Jacob to almost the Messiah, the son of Virgin Mary. This time, which is more than 1,000 of years, for a reason to preach in that holy land at that center of the map. See where is the location? For a reason. Within this era of the divine plan. And God was used to send messengers. Now, they preached before Solomon and after Solomon, and they have arrived to the European, and they explained about Allah, Ilahum, Ilah. And they said you need to do your Hajj pilgrim to the real Israelis. I am from the Israel, not the Flasher, not the Ashkenazis, not the Persians, not the Russians. Okay? You can find us among the Ishmaelite. Yeah, that's it. And with Taliban as well. That's why there is no favoration right now. It's ended at the time of the Messiah. The Messiah, and I have explained this, I don't have no time. Now the point is, groups in Europe accepted Islam before the Messiah, and they accepted the Israelite as the favorite people to preach. Revelation from God by them through the time, worshipping Allah, the God of universes and the God of worlds, Allah. They understood why we are living. Among the European, a lot of people who didn't accept what? Islam. Now, the Jews were ordered to do like Muslim right now. At-tahara, cleaning themselves. All messengers came with this. Al-wudu, which is cleaning yourself after sex, you need to have a shower for many reasons. This is the instruction. When you shit or do something, you need to clean your ass with water. You didn't eat pigs. You leave these pagans. The European, so many among them, أقيمت عليهم الحجة. The ground of excuse came to them. They said no. Those Israelites worship their own God. We have our own God. The stars, the cross was there before the Messiah. And let's go and tell them the fall of the Holy Land. Now we are dealing with a new fall. They are taking it from its people. Those people who are in the Holy Land, who are calling themselves Israelite, claiming, trying to convince the world they are goys. These people are worse, listen to this, worse than the Roman attack when the Romans attacked the real Israelis and destroyed the Masjid al-Aqsa, the house of Yahweh, which is called temple, before 2,000 years. The Roman came and did something. And the Israelites fled to where? Mainly among the Ishmaelians. This is the perfect place. Same culture, same grandfather. The attitude, you can find it in the Torah. Though there is a lot of manipulation. So, what Netanyahu is doing right now is worse than what the Roman have did when they attacked the Israelite. I understand. Trump will never accept this. Putin, these people doesn't even... Netanyahu would say, what? Adrei, this guy, the Minister of Defense, this lady, bitch or whatever, Livni, Ben Gurion, Golda Meir, all of those guys. Cohen, there is a common, the media, intelligent Cohen. If you call Shimon Peres, if I say to him, what you're doing right now is far worse than what the Roman did when they attacked the real Israelis before 2,000 years. Now you are attacking the real Israelis and the Muslim, the godly people who accepted Islam. Are you talking about Muhammad as a final messenger? Yes. This declaration is from God. But it's irrelevant. Either he's a messenger or not, he is a messenger. You are worse than the Romans when they attacked the Holy Land, something not theirs. So all of these families, children, military, killing the Palestinians, and among the the Holy Landers, let's call them the Holy Land people, killing the Holy Land people. All of those people are guys, and they are committing a crime. They will reject this. They will say no. The Flasha, the Ashkenazis, the white, they will say no. This is our land. We return back. You didn't return back. You're invading it. Your ancestor used not to be there. Yes, you have some few names. You studied the Hebrew. You speak the Hebrew. You convince the people that you are Israelite. You are not. You are in hellfire. This is the issue. Now, you are bringing the anger of God, but it's not easy. It's hard for you to recognize the truth. That's why God explained to us where you belong in the hereafter, after the judgment, hellfire, and what will happen to you as groups of people calling themselves the Israelite in the long, with the term. You will insist, you will bring this damage. I am one of the results, and many as well. Uh, this is the work of the devil, centuries, but this is not the topic. What I said is the truth. Absolutely the truth. Let's return back to Europe. After the Israelites ran away, the Goys, for example, the Ashkenazis and other, these groups, and Marsilian, these people, were not persecuted by the Romans because they were under the Roman and Jews, not Israelite. So the Roman didn't persecute them. The Roman persecuted the real Israelis. Because the real Israelis used to do like Daesh. See Daesh? The real Israelis, because there was an action against them. They used to capture some Roman soldiers and behead them. The real Israel who looked like me. Get out of our holy land, you Roman. So many among the holy Roman have blue eyes, but they have a big machine of war, talking about sword. But there was some so-called terrorist attack. Against what? Against what? The Romans. Now, let's remember, Chrstianity. Now, the Jews in Roma, who are not Israelis, was not persecuted until the time of Constantine. Constantine used to receive blessings from the cross, which got nothing to do with what? I mean, the follower of Christ, the Messiah, Son of Virgin Mary. There is similarity between them and the way Jehovah's Witnesses are preaching about. Not the same. Jehovah's Witnesses, there is big issues here and there. But there is similarity. Similarity. No cross, no pagan. The Messiah, he is the Messiah. And people start to what? To become what? Attractive. Dragged to the point that he is the Messiah. There was almost a brick of civil war for many economical, political, authentic, and the leadership, the elites in Rome, find that it is suitable to consider this gentleman the Messiah. Because they found that there are a lot of people who are, there is a say, if you said that something is forbidden, people would what? Be interested in it. Don't do this. Don't go this way. People, why? Because the Roman before Constantine dealt with him like many Israelis and others. Not so many Israelis accepted him as a Messiah with time, especially after the destruction of the temple. That's why Khutumu Musa in the final messenger hadiths, though there is a lot of manipulation, the tribe Banu Wa'il, Unaza, عنزوا على فارس. عنز يعني هجم. A lot of them used to be Christian, even at the time of Muhammad, the final messenger, from the tribe or the group that I am even from. They accepted him even before Constantine. After Constantine, they raised the cross, and then after Constantine, if you're an Israelite, accepting the cross and accepting the way it is, like the Roman, you're welcome to be in to go, to be part of this church of the devil, church of the cross, church of the Antichrist, the church of what they call Christianity. Now this is 3 centuries. Now, a lot of Banu Wa'il were Nasara at the time of Muhammad, but immediately, the the Quran way of making treatment, healing process to what happened through 6 centuries and even before. Talking to the so-called Christian who lost their way, and those who insist calling themselves Jews, Israelite or not, that they are bringing the wrath of God and they shouldn't call themselves Yehudit and they shouldn't call God for prayer with the term or the word Yahweh. There is no place for Judea. That's it. You want to insist, there is no enforcement. Pay jizya or get out of Dar al-Islam and don't cause problem. Otherwise, the punishment on you, hellfire, and the judgment day will be doubled. Okay? And certainly you are a big supporter of the Antichrist, like all dark groups, and certainly you are bringing tribulation and darkness to humanity, and absolutely you are empowering the sin and dark and within the human spirit. Okay. I hope my English is fine for those who are watching. So, now after Chrstianity, many used to receive, I have explained the matter of the cross as a salvation to the government and the elite method to execute those who make a problem. And there was a spiritual taghut figure for it. Then they took the cross, the Messiah was risen, they announced someone else, they put the issue of, don't think that the Messiah, when he was crucified, they opened the church, what's called church, and they said he was dead, put the cross. No! 3 centuries after he was risen, not crucified, there was your filthy church. Your establishment of the so-called Christian church was established 3 centuries. And they put what? The cross. Okay? Now, the guys in Europe used to look at the people before Constantine and after Constantine, the other European, as filthy people. They shit without cleaning their ass. They have sex without taking shower. Look at Europe at medieval time. It was dirty, sewer nation. Look at Cairo, and look at Andalusia, look at Rabat, مثلا, and look at Baghdad and Damascus and places here and there. You will understand exactly that a golden human age was there when it's come to cleanliness, medicine, bridge of knowledge. That's Muhammad. While Europe is in dirt, because the devil is shaping your ancestor, if you're an European, mind the way he wants. Okay? What happened, oh inhabitant of hellfire? What happened if you insist? You're others all over the world. Okay? الله يثبتني ورحمة الله. شهادة لا إله الإيمان بها لا إله محمد رسول الله آمين. Now, the European, the Jews, it used to be accepted from them to be a godly Yahudian until Muhammad. At the time of Muhammad, it's a declaration from God. You who call yourself Christian with Nasara and call yourself Christian, beware and understand that you lost your way. Choose your path. Who's saying this? Me, the creator of existence. And this boy Muhammad is my final messenger. When I say boy, it's not my boy, my servant. You and Muhammad and the devil and me and the cockroaches and the mountains and the stars are property to the creator of existence. Now that's the belief. If you're an atheist, there is a way to deal with you. And yet explain to you that you will be in hellfire. But when it comes to the dunya, you are an atheist with conscience or a dirty atheist who deserves to be executed. Freedom of speech. I didn't do anything. Please don't delete the video. And you who call yourself Jews, beware, as you are bringing the wrath of God, and you, bringing the wrath, and you shouldn't call me Yahweh anymore. Who's saying this? Allah. Okay. Do not call me Yahweh. Do you understand me or not? Well, it's the judgment day. The devil, of course, working. I need you to wake up. Keep doing what you're doing, whatever. So, and he explained Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by Muhammad. This is how it is. This is the final era, one of the final stages of humanity in dunya. Of course, the devil making a lot of manipulation and corruption. The way it is in the Bible, of course, there will be manipulation and corruption about Muhammad, the final messenger. Deceiving lies, of course, except Quran. Because God said, I will protect it. 600, the way Muhammad put it, the verses, the chapters, I will protect it. Don't worry. Arabic, like before, Hebrews, don't pray except by Hebrew. Either you're a Flasha African, Goy, or Ashkenazi, European white Goy, or a Persian. You read, you pray to me, you'll pray by the Hebrew. Now it's Hukman Arabiya. God said it's an Arabic. Things we need to do this change to bring the ground of excuse. Who's saying this? Allah. I don't need to explain about Allah and the world. Now what happened? The Jews start to look at the pork eater and how they are dirty. Even after Constantine, the so-called Christians, with their drinking ways and the filth that they used to live in, just filth. They are terrible. They are dirty. Those, let's call them God. We're Jews, huh? We're not Israelis, Jews, with time. Okay, they are insisting. And the 8th century, they have created the Talmud, which is a rotten book. And they start, because they are worshipping the wild beast. They start what? They were, what is that? What is the word? I'm talking about the Goys in Europe, who start proclaiming that they are Israelite, with the so-called Christian helping them. After the first crusade, they start to proclaim that they are, or announcing that they are the Israelite after the first crusade. Because the real Israelis in the Muslim Arabic world, there is a lot of base groups in what's called the Arabic, start to speak Arabic as a mother tongue to get rid of the occupation of the Persian, the Roman. I have explained about this. I don't need to explain it again. And Islam was a liberation, absolute liberation from the darkness that the Persian used to impose, or the Roman, or the Byzantines as well used to impose. So, at the 8th century, until the 11th, 12th century, they start to be approached by the other guys who are like them, that you are from, of course, it's dirt, it is rottenness, it is ignorance time, it is just darkness in Europe. Oh, you came from there, the Holy Land, Muhammad took it from you, ha 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 ha. This is the pigs, the Janatha, so-called Christians, those so-called the Jews. Please don't delete the video. And they enhanced this, the Jews, who brought the anger of God, the guys. They start to be magician. So many, that's why the term filthy Jews, about the monks. Jews should be clean. This is an instruction. But there is certain types of monks who were accomplices with so many so-called Christians, especially with the monarch, beheading children, sacrificed to the devil. These secret societies in Europe, dark ones. I mean, there is some princes and queens and kings. You need Dracula and other things. So they used to take the children, white, so-called Israelis, Jews, guys, or so-called Christian, or other gypsies, or whatever, or from the public, and to behead them. Behead children. And this was a sort of magic. Now, who's enhancing this? The devil. The devil approached them. Approached who? The monks, the hachams of the Goy Jews, the Goic Jews. He approached them. I'm your Lord. I am from your Lord. It's me, the Messiah. I am Gabriel. This is not the Messiah, son of Virgin Mary. The son of and his father was Joseph. Now, she was not married. This is a filthy lie. Muhammad, don't believe him. You are the people of God. You should be there. I am your Lord from your Lord. Now this is magic. Magic is exactly like what happened with the so-called Hindus. The so-called Hindus, you will find a lot of monks among them who did worse than this as well, beheading children, eating the shits. And that's why the public there, when the Mughal used to rule, the Mughals in India, they used to complain to the Mughal leader, the Muslim leader, and say to them, please, I am Hindu, and I want you to close this temple. This monk is crazy. He's raping our children. We want the other temple. This temple, not because his ancestors are monk fit. Then the Mughals do what? What the fuck you doing in this temple? Destroy this temple. You understand me? And so many temple was changed to a masjid because of the rottenness among the so-called Hindus. And until now, you can find them smelling dirty, eating their own shit. I'm not talking about all. Why? Because this is sort of magic. Of course, the devil is not approaching the way he used to approach before, for reasons that I have explained. Now people would say, what sort of world you live? He didn't approach them before, he approached them now. He used to come there. What? Are you an atheist? Yes? There's other videos for you, maybe, if you are trying to just impose yourself without listening. If you are among these dark groups, like a so-called Christian or a so-called Shiite or a so-called Jew or a so-called Jew indeed, so-called Israeli or so-called Hindu, so-called Zibit, I'm saying the truth about your dirty school. And at the end you will see, and I'll be enjoying, by the will of Allah, He grant things at the judgment day when you are pushed to be in hellfire. It would be a very wonderful thing that I would enjoy it. Now, the Jews, some Hachams among them, start to approach the what? The monarchs. Something like Rasputin. Descendant from that, he's a Jew, whatever. Mainly the Jews, Goims, something like Rasputin. I shouldn't mention his name for many reasons. After the time of Nostradamus, and even before it a little bit, and the first crusade and the libraries they took it. And these people start to smell because they are magicians. From here, you can find that they start using the following term: filthy Jew, filthy Goy Jew. Though the Jews should be always clean. Why they use this term, filthy Jew? Because there was monks since that time, even in other language in Europe, you will find it. A Hacham, you going and visiting the king, his majesty or her majesty or a prince, and his smell is dirty. And they think that he is inspired, but he's not taking care of some stories. I mean, it might look bizarre and even naive mentioning it. And he used to give they are blessed. Mary was one of them. Okay? They are going. Do you see how things changing? How do you see how the devil is shaping the mind of Europeans? What? The way he want? Do you understand me? Except Salihin, except the Muslims, except those, inshallah, after the Muslims with conscience, I understand. Now, this doesn't mean that the African do not have in Africa. Bad side of darkness in Africa. Maybe worse. In India, but Islam have brought some goodness there. In China, in other parts, even in South America and America. No, of course, Russia. Russia is part. Persians. Now, the case, I need you to understand how things start changing. So that they would now create the so-called Israeli state and come to us. We're Jew, return back, Holy Land. Or the others. I'm a Jew and Jews belong to the Holy Land. So what if I'm white? We're Jews. Jews belong to... He shaped them. A so-called Israelite Jew and a so-called Christian. Catholic, Hereditary, Protestant. Yep. Then the fall of the power of the church. Industrial Revolution. Liberation, Martin Luther King, Marx. Communist capitalism. No need for religion. Now the devil is using the so-called Christian who relate themselves to the Messiah to fight the word of God by the Messiah. And those Jews who call themselves Israelis, the devil Satan who they worship, is using them, what? To destroy and fight the word that came by God Almighty through the real Israelis. And to do his best to damage the final messenger reformation which God announced, the declaration, the light renewed by Muhammad, the final messenger. This explains why Muhammad, the final messenger, who is not hallucinating like you, who said, the devil consider me, Satan, in his dark kingdom, his worst human, and he hate me the most. This is not the way it is. أشد الخلق أشد من يبغض إبليس هو محمد. He hate Muhammad the most, the devil, Satan. Now this you cannot understand. Satan is the one who came to Muhammad and told him that was Muhammad. Yes, circle Mecca, yeah, go, they attack Jerusalem. Islam 5 times, cleaning. Allah Akbar. This is Muhammad. 4 wives or 1 wife. Cut the dick of man, the circumcision, not the tatir. Yeah, women 4 months after divorce. Zakah, yeah, jizya. Give me some tax, small tax for Islam, liberation. This instruction of course, Satan came to Muhammad. No, it's Allah. Satan is you, who you worship. Okay. I'm not defending Muhammad. I'm telling you, attacking the name of Muhammad made my sister a model, my daughter, made my life rip, made my brother without a dick. The so-called Shiite are working with you, of course, but I'm returning here. So-called Hindus, the so-called Buddhists, just explaining to you these facts. Again and again, I'm trying to explain to you my personal issue with an alignment of understanding Islam. With an alignment of understanding Islam. Islam's submission to God Almighty Allah. Allah is the creator of existence, who sent Muhammad as a final messenger before 14th century. And that's why I'm explaining. And it's a personal issue with an alignment of understanding the Ishmaelian people rights. Ishmaelian are human beings. We can go to look at what the Japanese did to the Chinese and what the Chinese did to each other and what you did in World War I and World War II and what you did in civil wars, and what you did in medieval time and what Africa is doing to each other right now and what they did in the Bolshevik revolution and what Mussolini and Stalin did and what the Caesar did before. All of this crap. And others, the so-called Shiite and Persian. A lot. I mean, the Ishmaelian are a normal human being. They did not go to the other country and fuck it the way the European, for example, came and do some colonization, dirtiness. Look at Algeria, for example, and other. I am here right now, an Israelite among the Ishmaeli. I'm here begging the English people, please protect me. If I go back, they will kill me. They decapitate me or put me in jail forever or poison me inside the jail. Please, give me an idea. Come on. I'm just begging them. I'm asking again. I'm just only begging Allah. But I'm telling you, not the way those who went to the Holy Land and they are embossed by Satan, who Europe worship, except the Muslims. And at the end, there will be a big price at this life. Not me, in this life or in the hereafter. In the hereafter, for sure. And this life, definitely, but we don't know when. This needs a study. It's a whole world, the whole world. I mean, it's not England and France and Europe, okay, or Russia. We're talking about the whole world, even Japan, Korea, Russia. One economy, one things, the globalization and things, and the fighting against Islam. How the Satan is working. They are imposing the guys to come from, for example, Ethiopia by force and killing us in the Holy Land. The Ashkenazis and other, you understand, it's different. It's different. The dirt is on your side, the filth as well, but preciousness and light and beauty and loveliness is on my side. Okay? So this is how it happened. Here you can see this divine creature. This creature is not a joke. In God we trust. Definitely your God is the devil. USA! Others here and there. Go to parts of the world, North Korea, Africa. The star of dimension, the magic and things. That's what brought the beheading of children, sacrifice, checking their asses and heads there. The guys, either with their Roman shit hat or their Al Capone, I don't know how to say it, and their hairy, like the hair of the ass. The so-called Shi'at, the devil, what the devil did after Muhammad, using the family of Muhammad case, which they got nothing to do with, to impose some darkness, slashing themselves and announcing a lot of insult against the Ishmaelian. Sykes-Picot, the end times prophecies talk about a century for the devil. A century for the devil. He achieved a lot. He's trying since 14th century. Muhammad was a problem. Muhammad was prophesied by the real Hindus, not the so-called Hindus right now. If they want to be a real Hindus, they need to be a witness that there is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is his final messenger. But they got nothing to do with the real Hinduism. Even the so-called Buddhists, so-called Christians. You understand me? A century for the devil. My interpretation is definitely this is it. We are on it since 60 years or 70 years. That this is, or 50 or whatever, 70, 80, 90. This is the Satan century. He achieved a lot. Achieved a lot. Look at the dark grooves here and there. Okay. So, you need to go in details and understand the history. Understand the guys. Understand what happened in Europe. Understand the so-called Christians who lost their way. And the worship of the wild beast waiting for the Antichrist. Them and their star of dimension, magic, spiritual, have nothing to do with David, peace be upon him, King David, or King Solomon, peace be upon him, no, nothing. The real Israelis are the one who went inside the Ishmaelian territory in Medina. These guys got nothing to do with the real Israelis who went to Yathrib in Medina after the destruction of the Masjid al-Aqsa, the house of Yahweh, what they are calling temple and the sacred glorified city, which they call Jerusalem, it's Al-Quds, Bayt al-Maqdis, the sacred. And they accepted Islam, these Israelis, and they recognized when Muhammad approached them before 14th century, the so-called Christians and the Jews, the sword, no, that you lost your way and you're bringing the anger of God. Ah, yeah. And they used to do some magic, the real Israelis, and they know that there is a messenger. A group of them hated him, and a group of them accepted him. 800 person was kicked out. They will find, and then they accepted Islam. They to go where? To the Crusaders. The Crusaders were intruders. So the devil is using you. If you're a so-called Christian, you are used by him, not me. You are used by who you worship, your Lord, the Antichrist. Yes. I understand. Not easy because you are possessed in your heart, in your mind, and sometimes, many times, in your ass. Okay? So-called Jews and so-called Israelis, Jews and call themselves Jews, insisting calling themselves Jews, and the so-called Christian and others as well. Again, possessed in your mind, in your heart, and sometimes in your ass. And you are kafir, infidel. This is As an Israelite, I'm explaining to you at this era after Muhammad that you are straight to hell. This got nothing to do with God. This is bullshit. Got nothing to do with the Messiah. The so-called Israeli state was a result of atheism happened in Europe and secularism. Why they are calling it the Jewish capital? Why they are goys? Why Ivanka the goy who's married to Kushner the goy are doing this to us? أسئلة نطرحها ولا نجد لها إجابة إلا من سيدكم إبليس فاللعنة عليكم وأعوذ بالله من شره واللعنة على المعتدين بما فيهم.